When it comes to Aberration, knowing your way around the map is very important, as this is arguably one of the hardest maps on ARK. We are going to explain every little detail about this map, from best locations, important features, no-no zones, and making your way up to the endgame and defeating Rockwell. Let's begin with an overview of the map. Aberration is one of the most unique maps to ever come to ARK. It's split up into 4 zones, the first zone being the normal zone, or the portal. This area is relatively safe. Now by safe, I mean that you won't get instantly killed. However, if you walk for about 20 seconds, you'll be attacked by pretty much anything. This zone has basilisks, carcinos, ravengers, and a ton of other regular ARK dinos, so just be sure to stay on the lookout. This video is sponsored by Mitra 9. Mitra 9 is a kava and kratom seltzer company which provides an alternative to alcohol. These drinks give you a high but without the impairment. They have a ton of great flavors, my favorite being tropical. Simply go to mitra9.com and use my code Outcasts and you will get 25% off your entire order. On top of that, I will be giving away an entire case of seltzers for free. Simply use my code from the day stated and I'll choose a winner at the end of September. Now, back to the video. Next up, we have the blue zone. The blue zone is called the blue zone because, well, it's blue. Upon entering this zone, you will be filled with beautiful sights to see with all of the bioluminescence, but don't let this fool you. See this cute little sheep? He will kill you. Well, just kidding, he won't, but his friend will. Now by friend, I'm referring to the carcinos, sarcos, eels, baryonyx, sleepy boys, snakes, spinos, nameless, and sometimes reapers. If you're not familiar with what a reaper is, go watch any Alien vs Predator movie and you will quickly find out what they are. You don't want to mess with these guys. Next up, we have the radiation zone. Just me saying this alone should make you not want to go here. The radiation zone consists, well, of radiation. This radiation can be defeated by making a rad suit. In this terrifying zone, you can find everything in the blue zone, but now the Reapers are casually living in every corner of this zone, and they have flying, invisible, rock climbing death bird creatures to help them out. These are called rock drakes. These may look scary, but their hit range is so messed up that you can probably just stand next to one and you'll be fine. The final zone is the surface. This can be accessed through the 2 main ports. These ports or tunnels can be found on screen now. The surface is an area that has some very overpowered drops along with some reapers. The main issue with this zone is figuring out how to get to it, and if it's daytime, welcome to hell. You will burn insanely fast up here. The surface can only be accessed during nighttime, so you only really have about 12 hours in-game. Now that you know the zones, let's go over best locations to live in. On Aberration, staying hidden is the key goal to survival on here, as flyers are disabled. This means that caves and high up ledges are a key aspect of where to build. However, now that ARK added blimps, it's a little harder now. So let's go over the main caves to live in. The first cave is Glowtail Cave, located at 48.2 latitude and 27.4 longitude. This cave can be found right next to the portal spawn area. It's overall a decent cave to live in for a smaller tribe. Next up, we have Shadow Cave, located at 54.7 latitude and 65.9 longitude. This can be found in the blue zone. This one is a underwater cave entrance which opens into a massive cave. You have tons of room and is perfect for a big tribe. Next up, we have the Radiation Cave, which is located at 80.5 latitude and 45.5 longitude. This cave is massive. You have tons of room to fit anything in here. Only issue is the radiation. These are your 3 main caves on Aberration. Some alternative spots to look for are rat holes and just high up spaces that are off the ground, as players for the most part won't mess with you as much if you're built high up. The new dinos added with Aberration are the Cosmos Spider, the Sur 5R M8, and the Yeeling, or Yingling, or really however you want to say it. These 3 new dinos added make a major difference to how Aberration is played. The first dino is the Cosmo. This little creature was going to be a full-on rideable tame, but ended up being a little wrist dino just used for shooting webs to get up ledges or just around the map faster. Next up is the Sur 5R M8. This robotic creature can be used to repair items for you, gather resources, and sorting items. It's very useful for the PvE side of things and can help you do tasks that can get really repetitive. The final new creature, and my favorite, is the Yeeling. This is essentially a Thylo with wings. It can climb walls and is basically a raptor, so it's a raptor and a Thylo mixed together. Pretty cool. Aberration introduces some amazing features and structures. Cliff platforms are the biggest game changer. Cliff platforms bring a major change to all PvP and PvE servers. This allows you to live on the side of pretty much any wall on ARK and gives you a lot of flat room to work with. So if you're looking to live in a rat hole, this is a great thing to have. Another feature added is the climbing pick. This can be used to climb walls. It's nothing crazy but can help if you don't have any dinos. Light pets are the most important feature added to Aberration. These are needed everywhere you go on the map, as light pets allow you to be invulnerable to Nameless. Nameless will really mess your day up, so make sure that you have one. Ziplines are another great feature added. These can be set up anywhere with a crossbow. These can also be used to glitch through walls. Until Wildcard fixes this issue, it can still be used to this day. The final good feature added is the railgun. The Tech Railgun is a new gun added with Aberration, which can be shot through walls and has thermal on it, so you can see enemy dinos and players. It's a very overpowered thing to have on Ab. With the release of Aberration, there is a new species seed called Species Z. These can be used to get Z grenades, which are pretty overpowered in PvP. The grenades can dismount players along with turning their screen white, making them not be able to see for a few seconds. The plants can also be found all over the map. All you have to do is wait by them for about 30 seconds and then they will spit out a seed for you. Charge stations can also be found all over the map, and they look like this. They are mainly used to just recharge batteries. Batteries can be used for all kinds of things like portable turrets, which are amazing for PvP. They can also be used to craft element in them. Finding resources is very important for playing a new map, and good thing for you, Aberration is covered in resources and is one of the best maps for farming metal, stone, and keratin. If you're looking for a lot of metal, go to the blue zone. The majority of the area is covered in these rocks that give you a ton of metal. The entire zone is basically a metal farming spot. When magmasaurs come out, take one here and you can farm hundreds of thousands of metal. Stone can also be farmed here in the blue zone along with metal and is a great location for farming it. And keratin is another resource that you can farm. Just go to the surface ports and in these locations look for these bones. So if you're looking to farm a lot of CP, come to these zones. One of the best features was added with Aberration, this being the Reaper. The Reaper is one of the most overpowered dinos added to ARK. This xenomorph-like creature can be found in the radiation zone. The Reaper can't be tamed, however there is a very unique way to get one. Find a Reaper Queen and get it into a trap. You will need to get the Reaper down to very low health where it's almost dead and then tank the hits. Once the Reaper is at a certain stage, it will impregnate you, giving you its baby. Sounds crazy, but as a xenomorph fan, this is one of the coolest features in any ARK map. Once you are impregnated, you will need Reaper Pheromone, and you will need to build a box around you. Wait for the timer to go down to 0, and then it'll hatch. Once hatched, the Reaper will need 75 levels to let it kill you or bring it a small dino like a dodo. The Reaper will raise up over time, and once it is fully raised, you have yourself a Reaper. It sounds very difficult, but it's honestly not that hard to do and should only take you a few hours. Another important thing to know is transferring. So transferring on Aberration works a little different compared to the other maps. Unlike other maps, you don't have obelisks to transfer out. To transfer, you will need to find drops. The only issue with this is that the drops are cave drops, so they are pretty hard to find. These cave drops allow you to transfer out along with the surface drops, so keep a lookout for these as once you're in Aberration, it's very difficult to transfer out. Bob's Tall Tales 2 is the newest DLC that comes with Aberration. Now when I say comes with Aberration, I mean it costs money. As of right now, it's $10 for Aberration and introduces a ton of steampunk stuff like the personal assistant, which can help you farm. This is Sir 5RM8. I won't be going over him again, but he's a really cool feature added. Some new items that come with Bob's Tall Tales are the Industrial Preserving Bin, the Tinkering Desk, the Linked Storage Box, the Gene Storage, the Clock Face, which speeds up time on crafting, the Embryo Incubator, the Steam Forge, and the Blimp. I'm not going to go over the majority of these items as they are all pay to win and I do not support Wildcard doing that. However, if you want more information, you can go watch another video on it. These items are all game-breaking stuff for PvP servers, and it's fully up to you if you want to purchase them. I highly recommend not buying them, but that's up to you. Now that you know everything about Aberration, it's time to fight Rockwell. If you don't know Rockwell, he's the final boss on Aberration that you need to defeat in order to beat the map. The Rockwell boss fight can be activated at this terminal, which can be found on screen now. You will need shotguns and stegos. Some people like to use just shotguns, so you can choose how you really want to fight him. Once entered, you will need to kill all the tentacles and keep fighting Rockwell until he's fully dead. I'm not going to explain the entire fight and how to do it as this would take too long, however, I'll be making another video to show you how that fight works. Now that you know Aberration, it's time to venture out on your own journey. It's one of the hardest maps on ARK, so have fun and thanks for watching.